What's going on? It's your girl Rachel Luna, and you're listening to Real Talk with Rachel Luna. Although, fun fact, I have been considering changing the name of the show to Permission to Offend with Rachel Luna because if you are a lunatic and you've been listening and you're a loyal follower, you know how much I love to talk about permission to offend. But my team really thinks that we should keep it consistent, which is the topic of the day. And they say that everybody knows the show by Real Talk and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. What say you? Slide into my DMs on Instagram. I'm at Girl Confident and let me know what's your vote. Keep it, change it. What do we do? Anyway, so a couple months ago, I went to an event with my girlfriend, Lauren Messiah, who's also a former client and my personal stylist. I love her. And we're at this event, and this very, very, very well-known person who has like millions of followers on Instagram, is making their way through all the stages, comes up to give a keynote. Now, I'm just going to keep it real. I was unimpressed. It was like a whole hour of, you can do it. This is hard. This isn't easy. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Which, yeah, we all do need to hear that every now and again. But I heard you say that on your podcast like 62 times. Why'd I spend all this money to come out here for you to say the same thing to me? Which is why at my event, Confidence Activated, we don't play that game. There's no rah-rah. There's no fluff. I mean, there is some inspiration and there is some motivation baked into every presentation, but we really do transformational work because the last thing I want anybody to ever say is that they left their house, they left their family, they spent all this money, and all they got was a little bit of feel-good cheerleader presentation. You will never say that after coming to my event. So if you haven't gotten your tickets to Confidence Activated, go to confidenceactivated.com and go ahead and grab it. Okay, so I'm already feeling unimpressed by this person as I'm watching the show. And then this person says, quality doesn't matter. Just be consistent. I wish you had been there to see how quick Lauren and I snapped our necks to look at each other. Our necks almost broke. That we almost got whiplash. That's how quickly we snapped to look at each other like, wait, what? Did those words just really, because I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth right now, person. I won't say the gender because I don't want to give it away, and I was like, surely not. And then I started thinking like, well, hold on now, Rachel, before you start casting judgment, let's look at the numbers. This person has a few million followers. You have 54,000 followers. So maybe they're onto something. Maybe quality doesn't matter. Maybe consistency is more important than quality. And I thought, but surely not. Surely it can't be. And I just felt sick to my stomach. I really did. I felt sick to my stomach because I thought, if consistency is more important than quality, then people are going to just, I feel like I'm never going to be able to be part of the cool kids club. By the way, quick side note, my mom is here, so you might hear her opening doors in the background and the dog is running around. We're just going to go with it. And I'm not even going to edit it out because ain't nobody got time for that. So here's my position. And I'm going to share my position with you so that you can form your own opinion. I think that they are both very, very important. Personally, I would prefer quality over consistency because if you're consistently sending me half-ass stuff or things that are taking time away from me and I don't get any value, then I want nothing to do with you. And to be honest, this person that was speaking on stage, I did take the time to buy 2 of the books and I tried to read both of the books and they were both whack. I couldn't even make it past the first couple pages. So I just thought like, how is this possible? How do you keep getting people on board with this basic BS? And then I realized, now this is where, for those of you that are like me, for the listener out there who's like me, where you don't want to be bothered by the basic, this is where we really need to lean in. Why this person is doing so well is because they are being consistent. Their message is consistent, and they are breaking things down to the most basic level. And we forget as content creators that most of the people consuming our content have not done as much work as you and I have done. They haven't been to the seminars, they haven't attended the events, they haven't read all the books. Maybe they buy the books, but they don't read the books. So when they hear a talk where the person is like, this is hard, this is really hard, but you can do it. This is really hard, and when I was struggling, but I did it. And so can you. When they hear that, it really does help. When they see a video that's unedited, it makes them, and it's even made me feel like, oh, okay, I don't have to try so hard. I could just put it out however it is. So as I started to think a little deeper, I realized, well, first of all, I was coming from a place of massive judgment towards this individual, which was a big red flag indicator, like ding, ding, ding. What in me needs healing? What part of me is hurt? What part of me is feeling salty? Do I feel salty because she has? Ooh, he has? Ooh, they have? You thought I was going to tell it. I'm not going to tell you if it was a man, a woman. Okay, wait, can we get controversial? Do you say if it was someone who is transgender? Do you say who is a transgender? Do you say someone who is a gender X? I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I'm genuinely coming to you from a place of ignorance. So if you are a transgender, if you are transgender, somebody educate me, please. Matter of fact, I will Google it after this and I will educate myself as well. But I do like to hear your opinion because it matters. Anyway, I went off track. The whole point being, let's tie this up with a bow, is that there was an opportunity for me to check myself. Where am I hurting? Am I upset because they got millions of followers and I don't? And then I realized, followers can be bought. Next. But what I discovered, lean in, lunatic, lean in, because this is about to get good. What I discovered for myself was that I was feeling salty that I wasn't creating as often because I wanted every single piece of content that I put out there to be transformational. And I felt that if it didn't get someone a transformation, it was not worthy of being shared. But that is silly and ridiculous because not everything is meant to be transformational. People don't need a transformation every single moment of the day. But sometimes they do need a word of encouragement. Sometimes they do need motivation. Sometimes they do need a cheerleader. God knows I need a cheerleader. I sometimes look at my husband, and if you don't know, I'm healing breast cancer naturally. And so I drink juices all day, every day. And there's this one green juice that I have to make 4 times a day. It's not bad, but drinking it so often, like it's not great either. And there are times when I look at my husband and I tell him, cheer me on while I drink this. And when I finish drinking it, I look at him and I say, baby, I drank my juice. Excuse me. And for a long time, he would just look at me and say, good, babe. And one day I looked at him, I said, no, I don't think you understand. When I finish this juice, I need you to do a lap for me. I need you to clap like I just won an Oscar. I need you to clap like I have just ran 8 marathons in 12 minutes. That's how important this juice situation is and how much I don't like doing it and how much encouragement I need to keep going. So, for me, I realized that, basic is a necessity. In fact, one of the biggest issues I see with entrepreneurs is that they want to skip the basics. They want to skip the list building and go right into launching an offer that's 10-figure offer, which is not impossible to do. You can do it. But if you list build first, if you keep working on building your list, it's going to go easier. Ooh, my dog is really getting it in right now with her little toy camel. Get her, Layla, get her. So, to answer the original question, does consistency trump quality? Yes and no. Yes, in that it's better to be consistent than to only sporadically show up. And I guess I didn't talk about the flip side of that. So here's the flip side of being inconsistent and why quality is incredibly important, is because if you are known for consistently having quality, for showing up with quality, people know. So for example, I asked some of the members of my mastermind this past weekend, why do you open emails, or whose emails do you open and why, was the question. And they all said, well, I don't open a lot of emails, but I always open yours. And I said, why? I don't even email that much. And they said, because you don't email that much, I know that if you're emailing, it's for a good reason, or it's a good story, or it's a good video. I know if you are emailing, it's going to be good. Here's why I, Rachel Luna, can get away with infrequent or inconsistent emailing. It's because I've already established a pattern that when I do email, it's going to be good. When I do send out a podcast, it's going to be good. I hope. I don't know about the podcast situation. You let me know. Go ahead and leave an iTunes review and tell the world, your honest opinion. Now, if you're going to be inconsistent, then your quality better be on point. That's the only way you can be inconsistent, is if when you do show up, it's amazing. But I will say, when you are inconsistent, that's where you have a lot of false starts. That's where you have failure to launch. That's where you feel like you continue to be on a hamster wheel, because you are. Because you're going around the circle one time, you're stopping, you're looking around, you're going around again. You've got to get off and continue to go straight and walk with perseverance, with quality, and with consistency. So at the end of the day, it all matters. And it's important that we focus on both consistency and quality. But if you have to choose, try to be consistently somewhat good. Does that make sense? Show up. Show up every single day and do your best that every single day you put out your best. All right. I don't know if that served you. This was on my heart. This is what I wanted to share. Look at every opportunity as a moment for you to reflect and turn inwards, like I did with the speaker. I really had to check myself, like what's in me that's upsetting me about this? Why do I feel so salty? What's the real story? What in me needs healing? What do I need to learn from this? What do you need to learn from this episode today? What content have you been sitting on because you don't think it's good enough, but it might be the very thing that someone else needs? And finally, what is stopping you from getting your ticket to Confidence Activated? That has nothing to do with the show, but go get your ticket. Go to confidenceactivated.com. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.